a very unassuming uh, guy with red hair. Um, well, he didn't seem that. He did look a bit shifty, but he didn't seem that dangerous. Otherwise dangerous. He was actually put in prison for drug possession, I think, something like that. And it had something to do with his brother, I think. His brother was a drug lord or a drug pusher, and apparently the cops, he got caught up in the mess, and he was um, he was found guilty of possession of drugs, and I think they found a weapon that looked like it was in his possession, but it was actually his brother's or something like that. He was talking about this when he gets shot. He was talking about his brother, to Carol, who is trying to get with. He was chatting her up, and she kept giving him kept blowing him off. Maybe she didn't want to be with a crook, or maybe she just didn't like him, or maybe it was going to take longer than it actually did before he got killed, before she would warm up to him. Anyway, they're they're watching the prison perimeter, and um, I think they're checking the perimeter of the one of the just outside the inner yard, prison yard, jail yard, or whatever. They're outside. They were talking to each other, and someone. It's and that's when the governor makes a return attack, and he has the tank and some vehicles of his own. Anyway, I think it's his one of his marksmen shoots Axel right through the head. Anyway, the Axel in the book, the Axel in the TV show, and the Axel in the book, the Axel in the book is a much larger man, and he appears to be your typical bikie or ex-bikie gang member, whatever they do. Perhaps he was a Vietnam vet or whatever. If he was, he might have been very useful. But he ends up dying too. I'm not too sure how he gets killed. I'm looking for it here. Um, Sorry for being all over the place. It's just the way I am. I just did not prepare this. I hear Glenn eventually dies as well. I read that in the magazine. Um, Glenn's the Asian. He's pretty cool. He appeared even in the Telltale series game about The Walking Dead as well. But Glenn eventually gets shot, I think, by another hostile, which is pretty bad. He was he's the only one of the original characters other than um, Rick, Carl, um, and Andrea. I'm not sure if they're going to follow suit in the TV series though, and kill him off. I have 13 minutes to go. I have to make this quick. There's Glenn. In this book, it says he doesn't die. He's one of the survivors. I'm trying to find. I I haven't followed the latest parts of the TV series too closely. I'm not too sure what happens. It's that they went to that other place where the other group of people were in another place similar to Woodbury, and well, not really a town. It's more like a huge building with a small courtyard that was fenced, that around it that was enclosed, and they turned out to be the cannibals, I think. Um, well, it turned out they were going to kill them anyway when they tried to join. Oh damn! I can't find it here. I can't find the stuff on Axel. He gets shot. Um, much the same way he did in the TV series, I think. Um, let me see. Yeah, anyway, there are only four crooks that they found holed up in the cafeteria in the book. One of which turns out to be a serial killer who still thinks that way after after he finds out about the epidemic, and he murders. He decapitates both twin daughters, Herschel's twin daughters, which is pretty horrific. I think it's Andrea. She goes into the someone else. It might be someone else. She goes into one of the toilet blocks and finds the corpses, the heads, just lying on the floor. They eventually find out who it is, and he almost kills Andrea. I think it's her that shoots him or stabs him. Or no, he has a knife, a large knife that he did it with, or a machete. He slices her in the face, but she survives. But she's got a scar afterwards, a terrible scar. Part of her ear is cut off too. Um, I can't find it here. He's pretty creepy. Oh, here's Axel. I found the Axel. Yeah, it says here that Axel was shot in the head during the governor's final raid upon the prison. He's an armed robber. Yeah, he was convicted for armed robbery, unlike his television counterpart. He was not so much a criminal than a bloke, just a useless guy on the wrong side of the law. Damn, I don't have this sorted out. Billy. Carl, Rick's son, he survives, but he loses an eye when someone shoots him through the eye. He survives that, but he loses an eye. Just like the governor. I'm not sure if they'll do that in the TV series. Eugene. There's a father, Gabriel. I know. The black man, the African man, Afro-American man. They bump into. Yeah. They. I think in the TV series, he looks more. He looks kind of. He's kind of he seems like part Latino, partially African. I'm not hard, but he seems more like the guy in the book. Yeah, see him there. He seemed very pious, more pious than the guy in the TV series. And just watching the guy in the television series, that the father, if they are the same character, Father Gabriel, uh, it seems like he's only pretending to be a priest. That's the impression I got, and he's really a drug lord, and or um, some sort of like some sort of dodgy character. He just gives me the impression. Um, it may be just poor acting or poor choice of actor there, but hopefully I don't mean to be. It's hard not to be. I know it seems like I'm racially stereotyping um, an African American or African Latino American or African Spanish Mexican man, but uh, he just doesn't come across as a priest to me, the guy in the series. Even though in one of the last episodes, I noticed that he stopped. He was about to finish off a zombie when he noticed the crucifix around her neck, and he just turned the other cheek. And I think I'm not sure what happened. I haven't actually followed the story that closely, I'm afraid, this far into it. Being too preoccupied with other things, but aside from that, he just doesn't come across as a priest to me. I only got 5 minutes. There's Glenn, there's the governor, Herschel, Jim, Julie. Julie is Tyrese's the daughter of Tyrese that I said killed herself. It's got here. Using their guns, Julie and Chris carried out a secret double suicide pact in a secluded prison cell. After making love, they embraced, drew their guns, and Chris fired first, instantly killing Julie. Tyrese scrambled to her aid, but he was too late. His daughter had already expired. Cradled in his arms, Julie turned undead and then turned on Tyrese. A second shot from Chris's gun killed Julie once again. Distraught beyond reason, Tyrese then returned his rage upon Chris. So he did kill the boy, and look, that's all I got time for. I might just finish that in the next video. Anyway, goodbye.